We have been with the David Haye camp today as he works out for his fight against Audley Harrison. Let's cross back to South East London now and rejoin Craig Slater. Craig.
Thank you very much and welcome back here. And as you can see, I've been joined by two former World Cruiserweight champions. Johnny Nelson still alongside me. And David Haye, we sometimes forget you were World Cruiserweight champion. Yeah. So well you've done it heavyweight. But getting close now to the second defence of your title. We've seen you in the gym here today. Bring us right up to date. Just how are you feeling? How's the camp going?
Yeah, camp's gone great. You know, we had targets. Myself and Adam always have like an ideal target for where we want to be, how many sparring sessions, how many rounds we want, the track sessions, the weight training, what weights I want to hit, you know, the circuits I need to do. And so far through, we've been doing all the sessions we wanted to do. You know, there's been a lot of times in the past, particularly my last fight, where we had to miss a lot of sessions because I had injury, I had a cut over my eye, so pretty much all of the sparring got cut off, so I couldn't spar. So my timing was out, my punch accuracy wasn't there, and as you saw in the Ruiz fight, I was landing shots, but I was missing as many as I was landing, and that's not my type of style. So at this time round, the excuse isn't there. You know, the sparring's been there, the timing's there. You know, I think I got myself in great condition. You've still got over 2 weeks left, and I feel I'm happy with where I am. And very rarely am I happy. I'm always wanting more, always wanting to get further. I'm happy with where I am, and you know, with the point where I had the opportunity to slow down. You know, he's cutting sessions down sometimes because I'm ready to go.
I remember you coming into the studio and doing the analysing on the Ricky Hatton Mayweather fight. I know you guys pay particular attention to detail, and that's what you've done here for this.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, all angles have been covered, all bases have been covered. We haven't trained for an Audley Harrison who turned up against Michael Spott or turned up against Danny Williams. I've looked at all of Audley Harrison's best assets. I've ignored all his bad ones. I looked at all his best, even in spurts, when Audley puts his punches together, he looks really good on occasion. So I've only looked at those, and I'm anticipating Audley Harrison to turn up, do 12 rounds of his best possible work. I'm not looking at any less. I'm not looking at I'm not looking at him, you know, tucking up and let me punch away him. I'm not thinking that, because in my mind, Audley's going to come out with a razor sharp jab, double that jabbing up. You know, throwing body shots, you know, really trying to push me back, trying to smother me, trying to use his natural size and his arm length on me. So that's in my mind, that's how we're gearing up to sparring, and that's why I think things have gone so smooth.
The fight night, 17 days away. Yeah. It's a big occasion.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel at this stage? Do you feel you're there? Mood-wise, there's a stage where you hate it and love it at the same time. Is that how you feeling now?
Yeah, I think when I first started my training, it's always tough when you're first getting into it, you know, and your time is not quite there. But as time's gone on, I've got into my rhythm, got into my stride, and I feel comfortable. You know, I want the fight to be here, but you know, I'm saying 17 days away. You know, in ideal world, I'd fight tomorrow. You know, I'd fight this weekend if I could. But it's not there, so I've got to just keep it going. Instead of use that fuel to train, to push myself that extra bit harder, to really, you know, because my body's aching all over, and that's what you need in training. You know, you shouldn't feel great, you know, all the time. As long as I feel great on the night, I'm happy. And myself and Adam have had enough training camps, we've fought enough people to understand how my body works and how to get the best out of myself.
I had one major worry when I heard you was still in London training. I thought David's got all the distractions on his doorstep. Then I walk in this gym, I think 21st century training, this is unbelievable. I wouldn't go away. So you've got everything here on your own doorstep. Because all these away, he's in a mountain, he's training very, very hard. I didn't think you were that serious until I saw you prepare today. For you, are you dreaming, sleeping, eating him? You know.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people think obviously training in central London, you know, there are distractions, and there are distractions if you want them. But you know, for me, I like the hustle and bustle of London. I was born and bred in London. You know, I went over to Cyprus and trained, you know, northern Cyprus for 3 fights. But you know, I've got to be here to promote the fight. I've got to be here to, you know, get the quality sparring in, to see my physios, to do what I need to be. So logistically, I have to be here in London, and you couldn't get a better setup. You know, the Park Plaza Hotel set up a gym that replicates the one I had in Cyprus. You know, we get the heat, you can feel the heat in the gym. We get the heat exactly how we want it. We got the ring, we got the bag, we got everything here. Plus, you know, I'll stay 30 seconds away, so I go straight from here, eat and sleep, and just back and forward.
If I could maybe ask, I mean, logistically, Audley's in Britain now. You've got all the press gathered around as well. How does that change things psychologically for you?
It was nice when I heard that he touched down and landed in the UK. That for me, you know, I was like, yeah, Audley's here. It made it a little bit more real. It made it a little bit more real. When you hear Audley's away in some mountain in California, he just seems too far away. But the fact that we're both in London now, it's I don't know, it just gave me a little buzz. I was like, yeah, he made the fight feel a little more real, and then I just give my extra little edge.
He's had a lot to say, obviously. You know some of the things he's saying. He says he wants this question answered. What happens when his left hand lands? He says you're refusing to answer that question. Do you want to go ahead and answer it now?
It'll break his hand, that's what happens. He wants to answer it, it'll break his hand.
Fair enough. But is a dangerous Audley Harrison, is a career best Audley Harrison, maybe in the kind of shape he was when he beat Danny Williams, how dangerous is that potentially to you?
Not at all. He's going to need to do a hell of a lot more than he did against Danny Williams. You know, Danny Williams, you know, on his day when he fought Mike Tyson, he was a serious handful. But the Danny Williams that turned up for Audley Harrison that day, and I was talking to a referee who went to Danny's change room, and he said Danny was sleeping right before the fight. He got into the ring, sat down on his stool before the fight. That doesn't sound like a fighter to me who was ripe and ready to go to engage in battle to me. It seemed like someone who was just there just to go through the motions. And Audley did look really good against beaten up, got a big cut across his nose and beat him. So if Audley's looking at those performances as some sort of fuel to beat me, he's in for a rude awakening when that first bell rings.
People are forgetting that you were the undisputed cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
So you achieved something outstanding as a cruiserweight. Now as a heavyweight, it's your fifth heavyweight fight. Do you feel that you've nothing to prove, even though you're the heavyweight champion at heavyweight?
I've got something to prove. I've got something to show people. You know, this fight is not only for the boxing fans or sports fans. This one sort of transcends sort of sport into the general public. You know, people who are not interested in boxing, who are not interested in sport, they seem to think, okay, I know Audley Harrison won the Olympics. You know, 10 years ago he's been a household name for 10 years. So okay, he's fighting David Haye, the heavyweight champion. Okay, there's two people know. You know, you've got a fight for once. Very rarely does that happen where the general public know both fighters, and it's for the heavyweight champion of the world, and we're both British. So I think this takes it to a whole new level, and I think that's what I've got to prove. That's why I've got to show people, you know, on this huge stage. You know, more people are going to tune into this than any of my other fights. I know that, so I'm going to have to be. That's why I've pushed my body to the limit, because I know it's going to be a huge event.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to wrap it up there, but fascinating hearing both your thoughts on that. But yeah, of course, we've got to remember, David, Johnny Nelson, he was a double heavyweight champion as well, wasn't he? WBF and WBU. To be honest, they weren't really proper belts. He was a cruiserweight champion. David Haye has the real world heavyweight title belt, and he looks to defend that, remember, on November the 13th in Manchester.
Keep them smiling, Craig. Keep them smiling. You can see Haye against Harrison live on Saturday, November the 13th. Coverage starts from 9 p.m. on Sky Box Office HD. Just visit Sky Box Office for more details of how you can order that fight. It's 08442 410 888.